As the saying go, I got a lot of love, but I ain't got a lot of mother loving time, man. You know, we running around. I got one right now, and I got another one a little bit later. Just got off the clock. How you living, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks
Can I
God.
be like you when I grow up?
Man, you're gonna be better.
I don't ask to be like a lot of people, but Matos, how long have I known you? Hold up, let's kick it off back. Got a lot of love, but I ain't got a lot of time. My man Matos, how we doing?
Brother, I'm doing well. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me, man.
Nah, thank you for having me, man. Thank you for allowing me to interview you, put you on Purposeful Conversations.
Appreciate you.
It was only right to put you on a podcast when at the end of the day, we know you always, since day one, been dropping gems, been moving forward, been telling me don't be a you know what, you know what I mean? Don't be soft.
Absolutely.
But definitely one of the strongest men I know, mentally,
Appreciate
physically, emotionally, spiritually, as a parent.
Thank you.
All right, man. Tell the world a little bit about you, man. Tell the world who you are, where you from.
Hey guys, I am Alfonso Matos. I'm from the Dominican Republic, born and raised. I am the CEO of Mind Your Own, which is a company that produces films, TV series, and books, movie scripts. I'm an actor, I'm a writer. My background is law enforcement and a career service, man.
My man. He covering up a tad bit. He ain't trying to tell you. How long have you been in the law enforcement?
I'm a career lawman. I've been in law enforcement since I was 21. I'm now 41. And then, like you know, I'm also in the military as well. It's one of those careers that I believe God put me there. Because, you know, I've raised in New York in the projects.
Right.
Since I was 16, 17. And then, you know, things that you see in the area prompts you to think, you know, damn, should I be a police officer so I can change the environment?
Right.
You know, and you know, as a man of color, you get a lot of discrimination by other ethnicities in New York. You know, one of those places that it's not who you are, it's who you know that saves you from issues. And I became a police officer because I saw something happen in front of me and my oldest brother, and he changed me. That night, I decided that I was going to be a cop because I needed to change not only what happened that day, but the way we were treated by officers that day as well.
I know this is probably the obvious, but I'm going to just say it one time for the people. Did you put that in one of these books, though?
I have not. So
okay, so we got something coming.
Yes. So I'm working on my third book. It's almost done. And 9 movie scripts and 2 TV series that I'm working on that I can't not speak about it because, you know,
NDAs and all
NDA issues. Yeah. But in my biography that is coming in about a year or so, I'm going to add that to it because I get that question a lot. I get the question a lot about why you became a police officer. And I could tell you, I was working in New York and there's a highway in the Bronx, Moshulu Parkway. And we saw, it's actually behind Foreign University, close to Foreign University. And we saw this guy beating this girl. Like he was punching her. They were in a car. They were in the, I think it was like a gray Honda, if I remember correctly. And we were on a Toyota Corolla small. I think it was like a 92 Corolla. Mm-hmm. And by the way, this was 99 or 2000? One of the 2000 it was. And yes, my brother and I saw the guy beating her. We started screaming and the guy flicked us off and kept going. So we followed the guy and we flagged the police officer and he said, man, get the fuck out of my face. Somebody else will handle that. So we started calling 911, but they couldn't locate where we were. Not only because at that time we were not using GPS, at least law enforcement. Also, I wasn't a strong speaker as I am now.
Right.
I couldn't project that we were going north.
What's going on?
Exactly. Right. The guy did make an error. He turned into the street where we used to live. I used to live in Elder by Westchester. And shout out to those people in Elder and Willard Avenue. I love them to death. And the guy stopped the car thinking, you know, I'm in my neighborhood. What's gonna happen? They're gonna do nothing to me. We jumped out of the car, but then the crowd came because we called everybody say, hey, it's that guy hitting a girl, and everybody came out. Eventually we ended up, you know, getting the guy to the ground, and the police came, and the guy was arrested. We never saw anything about, courts or nothing happened afterwards. But, in New York, and
Crazy world, bro.
funny enough that the two officers that responded was the same officers that flicked us off earlier. And but the guy got arrested, which is a good thing. And we talked to the girl, and she said, "Thank you. I thought he was gonna kill me." I don't know the back story. However, we left that day feeling proud and happy because at least we saved somebody's life. And what really struck me hard was the officer's reaction. It should not be that you are a career law enforcement officer or you public servant and you're not doing the right thing.
Didn't even care.
Exactly, and that's what prompted me to
the whole situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Damn. So that's a deep intro. But get ready for the book. You got a name for it already?
For the new one coming out? I do. And this one is a real story.
Right.
And then it's named Family and Love.
Okay.
It might change in the future, but it's real.
Right.
Real deep. I don't want to get much into it, but it's real deep.
I got you. So
it's real
stay
deep.
tuned, good people, because we got a good storybook for all you people that like to read the non-fictions and fictions. But
Correct.
This is some real stuff based on reality, some things that actually really happened.
Yes.
And my man Matos is just giving you a breakdown of what actually happened in his childhood that made him grow and become this man that he is into the law enforcement side of it. So I like to talk about all the hats that you're wearing, and the greatest part about Purposeful Conversations, right, is that we can discuss great people doing great things in the world to make the world a better place, right?
It's a must.
And the negative that we have, unfortunately, is that people like us don't get to shed that light to the freaking world. We just go to work, do what we're supposed to do, go home, put that grind in and put the effort in, but if you're not one of these fake unhappy celebrities, you don't get that light. However,
that is true.
People like you and other people that are on this freaking podcast, you are life coaches, you are mentors. So right now, I'm just gonna give you your flowers right now while you're alive. I
appreciate the love.
Nobody want them when you're
dead. Yeah.
I don't even know why you. Man, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But again, man, just thank you for being the man that you are. I met you. Sheesh.
2017.
17, yeah. Met you in 17. That's crazy, bro. Today was my graduation for 10 years from Army. That's wild. From basic training. So that was I was in 5 years before I even met you. 4 years before I even met you, but that's crazy. But since 17, you've definitely been the same man, but just growing and becoming a better version.
Correct.
And as you all know, well, you don't know, but we know in the military, it's sad. You don't always get to shed that light and be that great person that you should be based on leadership and other nonsense that we're not even going to talk about. We're going to talk about the positive and the great things that we're doing, and we're going to let all them other people be where they at.
Absolutely.
So, you are a father? How many
4.
kids? 4 kids.
4 kids. 3 girls and a boy.
3 girls and a boy.
Yes.
Oh, they've been taking you through hell.
Yeah, I know.
3 girls.
It's a pain in the rear.
3 girls and a boy. You married? How long have you been married?
Probably 18, 19 now. 18,
19 years. Yikes. Yeah. So married. You've been in law enforcement for 20 years, right?
Almost 20 now.
20 years. Married 18, 19 years. 3 girls, 1 boy.
Yes.
And how did you transition your life into...
And a grandkid.
And a grandkid.
Yes.
A boy or a girl?
Boy.
Ooh, what's your name, Mama?
No, his mother name is Daniel.
Okay.
With X, yeah.
Okay. So my question is, how did you transition from the police life, the family life, to getting into books and public speaking and being a freaking actor? How did that work?
So, before we even go into that, I gotta say something. It's not 4, it's 5. We lost a little girl.
Oh, sorry.
God bless. Yeah, God bless her. So I don't want to leave her out. So, one of the things that I say is this: you first have to meet your demons before you meet glory. There's no such thing. Even Jesus himself did, as you know. He had to go through a lot of sacrifices. He had to get killed for him to ascend to what he needed to be for us. Because, that's the greatest thing, the greatest love story in the book, in any book that you could read, that he took all our sins and died so that we all could be free, right? I don't like getting a lot of religion involved because people get offended. However, I gotta say, who brought me here?
What is your podcast?
Yeah, I gotta talk about religion because God, gotta thank God. Before I did all of that, I had a lot of flaws. I had a lot of failing. I had a lot of issues. I was an alcoholic. I drank a lot. My first probably 6-7 years as a law enforcement officer, I drank a lot. A lot of people believe that law enforcement is carrying a gun on your hip and a badge and just, as you know, just showing off. I'm a police officer. And let me say this, let me say that. A lot of people don't see the backstory behind it.
Right.
A lot of people believe, you went to school, you got beat up as you became a cop. 90% of the time, that's not the truth. A lot of people want to fight for their country. A lot of people want to fight for their neighborhood. A lot of people want the money.
Right.
But a lot of people feel that is in their genes, in their blood, to be law enforcement. But saying that, the first 7 years of law enforcement, I saw things that I think no young men should see at 24, 25. Talking about people getting murdered, people getting men, women, and children being raped, people getting chopped up in pieces, put in bags, and for you to cope with that, you develop a second persona that is the one you present to people, right? And that is the face that you carry for decades. But what happens is that eventually your own person dies behind. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for you to fight to bring that person back. My mother and father were both attorneys. I come from a law enforcement community. My father was in the military. He was high ranking in the military in the Dominican Republic. My uncles, my mother's family. I come from that side, but here it's a different system. It's different. The United States is different. I love the country. I die for it, but it's a different system. And for you to, like I was saying, for you to bring that, you are as a person, all the love the kissing, the hugging, the, mommy and daddy type of thing. I love my family. To now have that dull face when you go to places, it takes something away from you.
I believe it.
And what I did is, I don't do drugs, never done drugs, not even weed. So I went to alcohol. I wasn't a drinker. I went to alcohol. I would drink a pint or two of Johnny Walker Black every day, just to go to sleep.
Oh, just to knock you out.
Just to knock me out.
Just coping with
Just to knock me out. Yeah, to cope with it. And there was times that I would go to a scene and it sounded like somebody dead, and you would sit there like, well, it is what it is. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. It got it to that point.
Yeah.
It got it to that point that the saddest thing I saw was a child put in a bag, and the person, I don't want to talk about the issue, but chopped them, put them in a bag. And the person called for suspicious. We found the bag, we opened the bag, and you see head and arms, and you're like, damn, there's a body. Hey, go ahead and call this unit, call this other unit, call, whatever. And we were eating McDonald's and fries within about 30, 40 minutes of it.
Yeah, y'all was dealing with some demons for real.
You hear me?
Yeah.
And then that's the person that everybody knows in the whole law enforcement community, in the military. Who everybody knows is the guy that I named Loco, which is crazy. And that's who everybody knew. Everybody told me, hey, what's up, Loco? What's up? That's what it was. That was me. I was a hard-charging guy with an attitude. I didn't believe in crime. I didn't believe in being sad. I didn't believe in giving people chances. But then it's those times in life that you meet the right person, right?
I agree.
And let me shout out to mental health, which is June. Yes, it's June.
Shout out to Men's Mental Health and Awareness Month of June. It's sad that we don't discuss this enough.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, we praise and talk about things that are not relevant. You get more love, no disrespect, to the LGBTQ community than you do for our regular men's, which is half of them. Mental Health and Awareness Month. The moral to the story, man, you still have to. We forget about the men. We forget about the stuff that we go through. But at the end of the day, you always give them so much hard ways and hassle to go about being who they are. but you forgot about taking care of them.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, brother.
And it's important, to caveat on that, it's important for you men that when something bothers you, say it. Don't go to your wife. Don't go to your mama. Go to your friend. Sit them down and say, dude, I'm going through this shit. I need for you to listen to what I have to say and say it. Look for a professional to say it, because for years I did it. I didn't. Brother, and this is the first time I'm going to say this. I even contemplated, thought about suicide, because I was drinking every day. Every day I was drinking, nonstop. I remember the trash guy would come to my house and look at me and say, dude, what the hell are you doing? It's an older guy. I said, what do you mean? Every Tuesday when we come here, I used to live in PG County, there's bottles and bottles after bottles. I don't see food nowhere. Be mindful, I was 270 pounds.
Yeah,
I was benching like an animal. Working out like an animal. No. But I was drinking alcohol, bro, like nobody else's business.
Like a fish in water.
Yes, indeed. And I never said anything. And the night that I contemplated suicide, I was thinking, how am I gonna do this? And then I did what everybody that is desperate should do. And this is a shocker for people. Reach out to that person that has always been there with you, to God. And I went on my knees, I humbled myself and I prayed. I said, Father, I am desperate. I don't know what to do. Everything that I have seen, I was separated with my wife. I didn't see my daughters for years. My son is here in my house with me crying because he wants his daddy and mommy together. What should I do? You put me through a lot of shootouts, people jumping me, stabbing me, all of it. And I always came on top. But here in private, I'm dying. What should I do? And I cried, I contemplated, I had it all figured out. And I fell asleep. My son woke me up around 2:30 in the morning with a blanket on his hand. He used to call it a blanket. He was about 4 years old. Mm-hmm. Sleeping, because I swear to you in Jesus' name that he was asleep because his eyes was closed. He said, Daddy. So I opened my eyes and looked. He said, you're the best daddy in the world, and for that I love you. Coming from a 4-year-old kid. He walked off, and I looked. I went back to sleep. The next day, Jehovah's Witness came to my door. And I don't know, because Jesus was not religious. I don't know what religious is right or wrong. Mm-hmm. However, this has been my experience. They knocked on my door previously many times. Mm-hmm. I would wait for them shirtless, just so they can run away and curse at them. Gotta get the fuck out of my door, get this, get that, always. Many times, the same people. Mm-hmm. And this time when I opened the door, the gentleman, which is named Victor Bencourt, and his wife Lauren, he looked at me, and when I opened the door, he told the crew, hey, go back to the car. And everybody looked at him and said, go back to the car. And he said, can I come in? I said, yeah. He went in and he hugged me. He said, I know you're going through some shit. He didn't say shit, obviously. Yeah. You're going through something hard. He hugged me and said, God loves you. I want you to know that. He told me to tell you he loves you. He said, when you need to talk, call me. And gave me his card and walked off. Dude, I sat on those stairs for almost an hour, sobbing. Because I didn't know what to think. Mm-hmm. And then I started reading the Bible with him, with the Mormons, with different people, just to know. Even I did it with Muslims too. It's when I learned that God speaks to you in unconventional ways. You don't know how the way God talks to you. Mm-hmm. Talks to you in your dreams. Mm-hmm. Talks to you in things you see in the radio. You could turn the radio and say, 96 points, whatever. If you're going through some stuff, call me. That's him telling you. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, I just had this conversation with one of my soldiers. 2 of them, actually. I wasn't supposed to go to work today, obviously.
Of course.
And computer tore up. Well, computer didn't tear up. You know how you got to do your usual cybersecurity and all that stuff. This cyber, turn it in.
Yeah.
Computer don't freaking work. The IT user agreement, which is literally click it, scroll down, change 2 things, push OK, and sign. Yep. It wasn't working. They turned the whole computer off. Oh. So I had to come all the way up there and go there. But I could have went any day.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna go on Tuesday. And then that's when I hit you up and was like, yo, what day works for you? You said Tuesday. And I was like, okay, cool. So I go to work first, so on and so on and so on. I go into work, wasn't there the time I wanted to be there. I walked in, she wasn't herself.
Wow.
I gave her a hug, we had a conversation. I said my freaking piece, and similar to what you're saying, I told her, things happen for a reason. I wasn't supposed to be here. Not with you today. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be home, minding my freaking business, or here with you. But I wasn't supposed to be in that specific situation.
Yes.
So I didn't know what was going on with her personal life and so on. But now look where we at. I spoke to her. We had a nice conversation. Hopefully, whatever I said assisted her. And I've also learned with that too. God will put you in places, but at the end of the day, it's not. God is giving you a word to say, but He's not giving you the authority to overforce your power.
Absolutely.
So, and I've been that guy before where if you're trying to reach out to me and just express yourself or talk about a situation that's going on, I'm quick to give you my opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion ain't relevant.
Yes.
Just like parents. Kids hate their parents when they freaking grow up. Bro, your parent did what they thought was right at that time that they thought it was right for doing it.
Absolutely.
When you become a parent, you'll do the same thing.
Yep.
So don't knock them. Don't do any of that. And when people are talking to you, listen.
Yep. It's important.
I got a few quotes that I'll be saying all the time. I got a few videos talking about the same exact thing. People don't come to you for you to bash them or down them.
Absolutely.
They come to you for a voice. They come to you to release their own emotion. It's like a therapist.
Yes.
You don't go to the therapist expecting the therapist to sit there and crucify you for your bad decisions. Because you can call your cousin and you can put it on Facebook or anything. They can do that for you, right? But you go for a different reason. So the moral to the story, that's just to piggyback off of what you said. That man came to you at that specific time just to do that specific thing. He didn't need, it wasn't nobody else that was with him placed to hug you or talk to you.
Absolutely.
Or try to give you whatever religion. I've done the same thing, well similar, but I've looked up I grew up in the church 21 years straight. I'm talking about 3-4 times a week. We had to be there. So when I went to college, it was like, I don't understand. Like, y'all are rebelling and doing all this, and then you don't do that. I'm so confused. So let me do my own due diligence. So I did atheist, Muslim, Christianity, Baptist, Catholic, all of it. Come to find out, like you just said, God gonna talk to you how He gonna talk to you. Whether you following what they doing or you're not doing it, the moral to the story, you're supposed to be here to be a better person.
Yep. I agree completely with you. I tell my wife and my kids all the time, when somebody comes to speak to you, not everything somebody tells you needs a response. It doesn't. All it needs is for you to listen. That's key, because it's important to open your ears so you can comprehend what the person is telling you. Mm-hmm. Because you'll get within the conversation certain words that's gonna say, this guy might kill himself, or this guy just need money. Mm-hmm. Listening is important. And I'm gonna say something to you guys that might strike a lot of people wrong, right? Now that we're in that subject about God, I don't know if God exists for 100% or not. I don't know.
Me.
However, I would say this. I have felt them before, right? Within me. So within me, my wife, who was hard on God, have felt it. So what I'm trying to say at the end is, like, let's suppose for the sake of the argument, let's be 100 here, right? Because, I can't be nothing but real.
As you should.
I don't do the fake shit. I say how it is. Let's suppose for the sake of the argument that God is not real. Mm-hmm. And you prayed every day, you're a good person. You did what you're doing right now. Mm-hmm. Because what you're doing right now is so important for our youth. Mm-hmm. It's important for our youth and for men that don't want to talk. You see 2 grown men out here that at any point could kill anybody, but with their hands. Just talking about issues that are sentimental to others, right? Mm-hmm. Let's suppose that God is not real. You follow everything, you pray, you treat the poor good, you treat women right, kiss the right way, you give people food, you give people everything they need. And you die, what have you lost? Nothing.
One thing.
Now let's take that back. Let's suppose you don't believe in God, But you know he's there, and you do wrong shit all the time. You kill people, you rob, you mistreat people, you mistreat women, mistreat kids, and you die. And in fact, he's real. What have you lost?
Everything.
Everything.
All you had to do is the right thing.
That's it. Because now you in hell, in penance forever, falling, burning. Why? That's what I tell people all the time. It doesn't, listen, when you are mad, like I wake up every day upset, be a lot of things that I see, but you gotta find inside you to say, you know what, smile. Hey sir, hey, good morning. They give you an attitude. Thank you, God bless you. Keep walking. You don't have to stop and listen. Yeah, whatever, just walk. Don't engage in argument. I'm not telling you at all that don't defend yourself or don't post to somebody that is doing wrong.
Correct.
Because Dave Chappelle said it best. It only takes for somebody that is good to stop, for the villains to triumph. That's how it is. You have to, something to that effect, he said, but you have to, at all times, also think, is it worth it for me to engage in this? It's not.
Your peace is more important than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I've been learning that this year. It's been crazy. I've had a lot of accomplishments.
Yep.
But by far the biggest coming to Jesus, well, not even Jesus, but coming to reality moment with myself, fighting my own demons.
Yes.
And it's crazy because like these little videos and reels that I be making, bruh, this is me letting out my own situation that I be dealing with other people, and I see other people happening. Like this ain't no game. Like this is real life.
Yeah.
I don't have any urge to be a motivational speaker. I don't care if it's gonna work or not. But what I do know is when I talk to certain people, it works for them.
For them.
You know what I'm saying? And I get a pleasure out of assisting other people.
Yep.
And I say this all the time. As a kid, I was probably by far one of the most angriest kids ever for no reason. Had a great mom, had a great stepdad, had a great grandparents, had a great community, right?
Yep.
But I was just angry at the world for no reason.
Yeah.
But when I started to, like he said, listen more, do my due diligence, but like just let the world come to me and help others. Bro, I'm the biggest introvert ever. But it's crazy because I can be in a party and have a whole different, you know what I'm saying? I can be a whole different freaking person. So for a quick transition, right? I love how we just talked about life and then transitioning over to what you went through, what you're going through, what's made you the man that you are. So all of these situations, correct me if I'm wrong, have assisted you or influenced you to writing books. How did that all start?
Yeah, so I would say this. I was terrified of writing, terrified of public speaking, terrified. Because I have an accent. But I met this guy who's an actor in Bulgaria as we were doing that production. That's how I started doing acting. And he said to me, we were just talking. I love him to death, Atanas. And he said, the beauty about you is your accent. It's unique. Different. I love it. It looks different. It sounds attractive. So don't change that. What you need to do is slow down a bit because Dominicans speak too fast. And so as I'm in overseas writing, shooting this production, this movie, I ended up writing this book, Pain. So this book, Pain, I wrote it because for years I had dreams about battling the battle between earth and between heaven and hell. I had those dreams, and to the point that I could vividly remember being in hell and looking at them fighting, right? I don't know, it was weird. I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, right.
But somebody explained it to me at the end. A guy that I work with explained it to me, what it puts the meaning of it. I still don't believe, but it is what it is. And I wrote this book, right? So then as I wrote this book, Pain, it did very well. Very well, everybody loved it. I'm planning on shooting it as a production, as a movie, God willingly, in the future. Then I went through a situation as a law enforcement officer years ago that prompted me to write System, right? Pain talks about the issue that society has with religion. Not specifically being religious, just a battle between good and bad. Now, System speaks about the system, the judiciary system that we have in this country, how out of somebody deciding not to help others, it could bring a monster out that you just cannot recover from in our system.
I love that. So, 2 questions, right?
Yes.
So, well, one is a statement. I remember when you first wrote this.
Yes.
I remember when you went overseas to go do that film, and I remember when you told me. I remember vividly that day that you said, "I'm gonna write a book," and I'm like, "What?" And then it was because it's drill. I see you once a freaking month. I think I was trucking at the time.
Yeah.
And you said I had called you one time on some random conversation, and because I remember I was always trying to bounce ideas off you because I knew you were smarter than me,
not smarter, you just went through it older.
You were wiser, right?
Older.
And you had way more experience with life. But I'm like, so I have a thing. It's called Why I Fail When Success is Free. So I'm not trying to. I'm not going to complicate my life if I can learn from others. That's just that simple. I ain't doing it. It is what it is.
That's the best way.
It's not going to happen. So I was, I had hit you up and you was like, yeah, I'm about to drop my book. And I'm like, what? Like, Matos is writing a book, and then when you were like, yeah, it's about painting, you started explaining some stuff to me, and you said you were saying the same thing about you were going to make it into a
production.
A production, and I was like, okay, I don't know anything about it. And then like 4 months later, 6 months later, I remember, it was like 2 months later, you was like, I want to say you said something along the lines of, you were trying to figure out how to, you knew a guy that was going to help you out with it, but then you were like, I don't know if you had said it, but you were saying something about like buying a crap ton of books and then you got to sell them or something like that. Maybe.
Yeah. So how I was told to do was to have somebody print them out.
And then correct, the old school way.
Yes.
Right. And that's where I got that from. So when, FYI everybody, when I went to go write my book, the biggest fear literally was, I don't want to order 10,000 books. Who got $7,000, $10,000 just laying around? And they're going to have all these books.
Yeah.
And then it's like, man, you telling me that I have to physically sell these books? Like, I got to physically put them in a bag like we doing t-shirts or something. No disrespect to my entrepreneurs, but yeah, we're not doing all that. So, FYI, as soon as the book came out, I was like, I gotta buy it. I didn't know what it was about. All I knew was, my man dropped the book, I'm buying it. I bought it that day, and I remember getting it, and I brought it to the crib, and I was like, look, Ryan Matos just dropped a freaking book, and I was like, man, I'm gonna support my guy, and I'm gonna sell it. At that time, I had absolutely zero intentions of ever wanting to sell a freaking book. And I wasn't buying Matos' book to read it, but that was my man, so I was gonna support him. Yeah. So for all of you clowns out there that don't support your people, you ain't worth 2 brown pennies. However, what I will say is, for the people that are out there, just remember, the world will always support you more than the people that know you because they don't want to see you doing better than them.
Absolutely.
That's my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about that?
I completely agree.
And my second question to you, Matos, is, how do you feel when people that you know don't support you, but always bring something up that you're doing in a positive way? That's half of the question.
Yes.
And I'll give you a sidebar. I'm not going to go into the destination because it's going to tell exactly who I'm talking about. But I have a select few of friends. I'll just put it like this. The women that I know in my life supported me more than I'm not going to say every, but I would say 90% of the men did.
Yeah.
And coming from Hard Tie, he don't care, blah, blah, blah. But it hurt for real.
It does.
And it didn't hurt in the beginning because I didn't know. But you remember I sent you a text.
Yeah.
And I didn't send this text to the men that I know simply because I wanted them to buy my book. Because you got to also understand, when you're an entrepreneur, you're not, majority of us that are doing books or public speaking or acting, that's just us being creative. You know what I'm saying? That's just us doing things that we love to do. Like, that's our niche of what we want, or that's what God gave us the thought path to go process, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when I wrote my book and I reached out to the men, I intentionally dropped it on Men's Month.
Mm-hmm.
on purpose because it's a male guide for success.
Absolutely.
And I'm not trying to tell the other men in the life that I know that I'm more successful than you. But what I'm trying to say is, bro, let me help you with situations that I've dealt with.
Yeah.
Again, why failure and success is free. Let me tell you how I get my day done. Let me tell you how I'm able to be physically fit and be able to do whatever I want and go wherever I want and do all this. But I'm only doing this because I'm learning it from people like this. I'm learning it from, I don't even call them mentors, I call them life coaches. Because I'm asking them questions. They're going to be honest with me because they don't want to see me fail. Even if they dealing with their own trauma and drama, real man is going to tell you, bro, stop cheating on your wife.
Yeah, stop doing
or don't get married to her.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, stop doing the stuff that kids do. At some point, you got to grow up. So I'm sorry, I'm a little off topic. So we're going to go back to answer. I'm going to ask you the same question. How did you feel, or how do you feel when people don't support you like that? Because I literally, you got a t-shirt company, I'm going to buy a t-shirt just because. Like, the shirt I wore in here today.
Yeah.
I'm not even cool with that dude no more. But I bought his clothes.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
I bought your book. No disrespect, I didn't read it.
Yeah, I agree. It's just about the love and the support. So just to answer your first question.
Both of them, actually.
Yeah. Just to answer your first question. Not everybody that loves you means well to you.
That's a bar.
And not everybody that hates you means bad to you.
I heard a guy say that on a Facebook video earlier.
I want you to follow. Yes, I want you to follow this. People only love you as much as they can get out of you. That's important to recognize what love is in loyalty. It's two different things. If I'm loyal to you, like you said earlier, as a man, it's cold in the streets. We keep our loyalty. That's why the streets is so hard whenever somebody does something for them to speak. It's not because they love you, it's the loyalty behind it. Because if I'm loyal to you, I should be able at all times to say, hey, Ty, you fucking up. Stop doing that dumb shit. Because that's what happened last time. Look where you are now. I, as your loyal brother, should be able to tell you when you're doing wrong. If I feel scared or concerned to tell you when you're doing wrong, then I'm not loyal and I don't love you. It's fake love. It's fake love. It's the same thing when you have your wife. If I cannot tell my wife, hey, I just told $20 out of this, and she like, the fuck are you doing? Put that shit back, idiot. Then it's not real love. Mm-hmm. She, oh, baby, you did good. That's not real love because you want to see me fail. Now, in the same sentence, people that hate you, that tell you the truth, they not telling you because they hate you. They tell you because they see it wrong, right? They tell you because it's wrong. Now, I love when people hate me. For years, I kept hate on my heart, not to what people were doing, but people that did wrong to me, right? But I say this, like I told one of my friends a couple of days ago, and I even told my son a week ago. I said, I'm not the smartest person ever, right? I don't have 30 degrees, or I don't have more degrees than a thermometer, right? But I'm going to tell you that I'm an observant person. My job as a cop is to observe what people do so that I can put that in words and writing to make a case. And every time I see NASA launching rockets up, right? I notice all the time when the shit goes up, two little propellers fall off. So I said, fuck. But if the thing stays with him, he'll drive it forward.
That's what you would think.
So, exactly. So I asked a NASA guy that I know, I said, hey brother, let me ask you a question. Why is it that the two propellers goes off? He said, because they can only go as far as they can take you. And that's when I say, shit. That's what friends are. Some friends and some haters only take you as far as they can. You know why? So they can detach and you keep going. That's why I don't hate haters. I don't hate people that love me and betray me. I don't hate that. I let it be because what you do is you're pushing me forward. Now, when it comes to writing, right? Writing these books, don't take it from me. Read the books, right? This is professionally edited by people, not by me. I wrote the context, I put it on words, I demonstrated the scenes, and they themselves, once I wrote it, they did the editing and put twitches here and there. The best kept secret is the one you don't tell, right? That's a fact, right? Mm-hmm. But now, the worst traits or abilities are the ones you don't show. So you have to show what you like. If you're a good storyteller, you have good ideas that you see in the neighborhood, you see So the Cracker do a flat backflip and all that, he was an Olympic writer, write it. Put it on paper. Put it on a notebook like I do. I don't like computers. I'm not computer literate because I could write on a computer and do everything. However, I like the hard work. I sit in a plane to Europe, 16, 14, 17 hours and write it. I'm writing. By hand. And people are like, what the hell are you doing? You can put it in a tablet. No, mind your business. Let me do this. Because I'm putting the hard work in so that I can transfer that from that to a Word document and then send it to editors. There's a lot of editors out here that do that. People got that confused. Nobody writes a book 99.999 themselves completely.
Oh no.
They don't.
I'm gonna tell you
that's a damn lie.
Unless it's a kid book.
Exactly. That's a damn lie. So there's always way for you to do it. Trust me. There's Fiverr. There's Google has an application now that AI, once you send it, does the editing, all of that. So don't hold back. Put what you want to put on writing and make it happen.
So I love that. That was perfect. I got a lot of bars out of that. I got a lot of segues out of that. But I'm gonna keep it in the book, right? So, what did you use to sell your book? Did you use KDP?
I did, on Amazon.
I use KDP as well.
It's easier.
So KDP is a system through Amazon where you get your book. It's two different options: self-published or published by a publisher. So my man Matos just explained to you that he got his published. So he wrote it all down. He put it onto a Word document. He sent it to the publishers. They went over it. They depicted it. They corrected all of his grammatical errors. They made it exactly how they wanted to do. They added or took stuff out of it, however they were going to do, and they send it back to them themselves. Read it again, and then they do it again and they read it again,
yep.
And so on and so on. So then that's how you come out with that great version.
Correct.
So that is a published version, or you can do self-publishing. So
yes.
Self-publishing is where you're going to use auntie, cousin, son, brother, you, AI, whoever you want to do. Grammarly, whatever works for you, and that's who's going to look over, edit your content, and then you're going to upload it into the system. So KDP is a platform through Amazon where they allow you to publish it through them, not publish it, but they allow you to upload it through them. You make it however you want it, stamp it however you want it, and then you sell it onto their website. So what they do is they take their cut out of it, and then they give you royalties out of that. So based on whatever the book is, how many pages, the graphics that come along with it, the colors that come along with it, whether it's for a kid or adults, fiction, nonfiction, whatever it is, all that comes into play. It's actually only 3 pages. You would think it's a lot, but it's only 3 pages that's going to depict all of that.
Yep.
And then you literally just going to push it. It'll take, I think it's 7 to 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks. And after that, the book's live. So when you can get your, editor versions of it, but when the book's live, then that's when everybody can come by.
Yep.
And if you are looking for ways to do this, reach out to me or Matos. Matos has multiple ones where I only have, I guess we both got 2, but he's going to have 3 coming out. You can reach out to either one of us. We can walk you through it. I will make one thing known. I'm only going to walk you through one time. And I will walk you through enough just to create content for other people that are also interested into that. After that, I'm not going to do it again, but I will sell you a version. Like, you can buy it because my time is money. And as you already know, I got a lot of love, but I ain't got a lot of freaking time. So now I got to make money off of you. I'm sorry. But in reality, too easy. KDP can put you where you need to be if you want to write a book. But the greatest part about this is this is an entrepreneur's dream. And I think it's sad, and I want to say sad, but like just misguided that writing a book is hard. And I said this in a video the other day, misinformed. I said this in the video the other day. It's the easiest, hardest thing that you could ever do.
Yep.
You got this brain that has so much life experiences. When y'all read books, when y'all watch movies, This can be y'all. The difference is you aren't applying it like somebody else is applying it. It's just like hard work, right? Everybody can be great, but do you apply it how you're supposed to apply it? We live in a society where you cannot say, well, you can, but it's three types of people. It's people that make it happen, people that watch it happen, people that don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are a make it happen person, you can be like the rest of these people doing whatever. If you're a watch it happen person, then you're just going to be watching on Amazon, you're going to be watching on this, you're going to be watching on TV. Or if you don't know what the hell is going on, then we already know what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, society and social media, especially social media, man. Social media and internet has made everything so much better. And we go off and on with this whole AI thing where people hate AI, don't hate AI. Bro, AI has been here. I don't know if y'all forgot, but when y'all Google stuff and it pop up, that's AI.
When you speak next to the phone about anything, and your Google search will come up, and your Facebook too.
Thank you.
So they're always listening.
That's your phone listening to you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't believe me, look up the show Black Mirror, I think it is, on Netflix.
Yes.
The first episode of season 2 is them going through a lady's life of the phone. It's going to happen in a matter of time. So be cognizant, but the moral to the story, if you're an entrepreneur, utilize all of these aspects that you have. Let's just say you love cooking, right? It's too easy. You love cooking, write a cookbook of your own recipes. If you don't know, go on to ChatGPT, use the AI, let them write you an intro, a biography about you by you describing what you want to do. I'm giving you free game right now.
Yep.
When you get that, take it on a Word document. Take your recipes that you already know, because you're the only one cooking this food. Make it into pages, 10 recipes, 20 recipes. Go on to KDP, create your username and all that good stuff. Go on to Canva, get pictures, get your own picture, upload it on the Canva, transition it over, and bam, new. Now you got your own cookbook. So even if for free. None of this costs. Canva didn't cost, ChatGPT didn't cost, AI didn't cost, and KDP did not cost.
Free.
So you're going to put your book, this is 3 books right here. You're going to put your book on KDP.
Yep.
And even if you do it, how much are your books?
Like $11, $12.
$11 or $12, right? My book is $25. This is paperback, my book is hardback.
Yep.
So my book is also probably the length of both of them put together. So that's why mine has to cost $25.
Absolutely.
So I can get some type of royalties from it. So let's just say hypothetically you wanted a cookbook and you got it the same size. I have 100 pages. So you got 100 pages, same size mine, and you made it $25. I don't know what your royalties are going to be because you're going to have colorful pictures. But let's just say hypothetically you got $10 a book. Baby, in 30 years of you just getting $10, even if you just sold 10 books a month, you're going to get your royalties. It's every 2 to 3 months.
Yep.
So 10 freaking books, they got you $100 free. But guess what? 30 years.
Yep.
You wouldn't have got that $30,000 nowhere else. I mean, and if you really doing what you're doing and you got your social media booming, what you can do is you can have your own masterclass where you're teaching people how to not write the book, but you're teaching people, or you can take this game, teach people how to write the book, but also teach people how to freaking cook, but use social media to sell your own book. So now you're selling 100 books. Or if you meal prep and you tell people, yo, listen, I love taking your money for meal preps, but let me help you out. I'll give you a discount. You can buy this book for $25 when in reality it's not a discount, but you're telling them that, but you still getting $10. So if they already gonna give you that $130, they don't care about 25 more.
Yeah.
And they still gonna come to you because time is money. The business, people come to entrepreneurs and different businesses because they don't have time or they don't want to do it. That's the goal. That is the purpose of McDonald's. That's the purpose of Chick-fil-A. That's the purpose of fast food. That's the purpose of going to the mall. That's the purpose of Amazon. You think Amazon got big and malls is nothing because they was just more convenient? No, reality, that's what it was. It was just more convenient.
Absolutely.
So you can sell them a book and they still ain't gonna use it.
You know, people think that everything that we do is difficult, it's hard, and it costs money. It's not true. It's free. But the problem that people have is that they're scared of jumping in. And I always tell my kids since they were little, jump in the damn water, and if you can't swim, then you know you have to do what? Learn how to swim. It's important, people. Look, this is your phone. You have to pay the monthly fee. You have to.
Better use it, man.
And this phone is so powerful. Not mine, because mine's a piece of shit, but they powerful. They have a free app that you can narrate to the app and it'll translate everything to what you say. Mm-hmm. Going back on that cookie. Mm-hmm. Put your damn phone with a light, a $25 light with a holder. Cook and narrate what you are doing. And next you turn around, you got 10,000 views, 40,000 views, 50,000, a million views on you cooking things that you like to do. If you like riding motorcycles and show people the background, do the same thing. Get on a damn road with your camera on, narrate what you're doing so people know exactly whenever they look for it, they're looking exactly for your context. It's not hard, it's free. What happens in society now, it's better for you to show yourself naked than do something intelligent. Yep. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
If you talk about books and about God, oh, these guys are dumbass. Mm-hmm. But if we come up here and start taking shirt off, start slinging, that's the problem nowadays. Mm-hmm. Stop doing that dumb shit. Focus on a future, like he said, royalty. If you're not talking about royalty or money that come in perpetuity, don't talk to me. Don't waste my damn time. Residual. It's important for residual. It's important for books. I'm gonna give you the gem right now. I'm gonna give you everything you need to know. Write your book, hardhand or on a computer. Register your book. If you're on West Coast or East Coast, Writers of America, you have to register your book so nobody can take your context. Because they try to take this context of pain, some clown trying to say that he saw that story before in the 90s. But once I proved him that he was lying, he never answered the email back. But shout out to you, because I know you read it. I love you too.
Taught him something.
Oh, absolutely.
And that man read the
absolutely. He started something in the 90s. I said, I was born in the 80s, bro. That's the old 90s movies. 1965 to now, I've seen them all. Don't lie to me. The third thing, once it's done, get yourself your ISMB numbers yourself. Don't let nobody get it to you. So the publisher, what they do is they'll get it for you for $100 when you can get 10 for like 140.
KDP will try to give it to you too.
And don't do that, KDP, because they'll give it to you for free, but the book belongs to them completely.
Don't let them lie to you.
Exactly. Then put on KDP. Once it's registered on KDP, get your Amazon link, start sending it to people. Put it on Amazon, put it on Facebook, Instagram, whatever you into. TikTok. Do a little dance, and put that link. People are gonna link. And then for last point I'm going to make on this is get your copies and let people read it. Hey, read this. Can you tell me what you think about it? Mm-hmm. People will come 2-3 weeks and they say, "Oh, I don't like this part." And you can go back and do your editing. Everything is for free. So stop thinking that this costs thousands of dollars. If somebody's telling you that, they lying to you.
They ain't wrote no book. And if they did, they got scammed.
Yep.
Like these rich people making these books, bro, they not doing it.
Yep.
And like he just said, all of that stuff that he just said, I don't know how much your publishing was, but I didn't pay for publishing. I did self-publishing because my book is a journal, right? So because it's a journal, it was no publishing. So, and I didn't even do the ISBN, so I'm learning something today as well. So that would have cost $100 total.
Yep.
And a $20 book that you already had. And just your time. So instead of watching Netflix or whatever, Hulu, Disney Plus, write yourself a book, man. Like, do something.
And I'm gonna jump for this 5 seconds. I'm gonna give people praises, right? Because I'm a hard critic. Your book is real. I have his book, one here in my office and one at work. Because it's important for you to document everything you feel, everything you see, everything you want to read daily. And that's important. And your book makes it so simple that even a child could read it.
That was the goal. And that's, so I don't want to cut him off, right? But that was the reason that I didn't go with a real publisher, right? So I gave it to a few people to like look over for grammatical errors. I'm just telling you, I use Grammarly too. I use Grammarly with my homework papers already, right? So
no shame in the game.
I went on Grammarly over and over, and I kept throwing it in. So some words are not going to come off correct, right? And shout out to my man Matos. Matos got one of the first editions. Just remember, bro, you can make mistakes. I probably have edited this book 7 times.
Yep.
Before the month was over of February, before the woman's drop.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, the goal was to make it as simple as possible, so you can use it every day. So I'm glad that Matos was saying this, because that let me know that exactly what it was intended for was the proper use. And I personally use, I have a softback. I personally use that to this day all the time, because we need to reflect on the stuff that we're going to, write down expression, our pivotal moments, our books that we're actually reading, and most importantly, have a routine or some type of structure, because that's the only thing that's going to get us over that hump. Yep. If you don't have structure, baby, you don't got nothing.
You're fried.
You're just going to go all over the place. But like he said, most importantly, before any of this, you have to believe in yourself to stay the course.
Yeah. Because
we see it all the time. We physically do this all the time. And I'll talk about myself, so I'm not talking about anybody else. I was making content, and it was going. It's hard because it's your time, it's your thoughts, it's your getting in front of the camera and public speaking. This right here is crazy because, like my man Matos said, in 2017, he wasn't either one of us ever volunteering to go teach an army class to a bunch of straight up idiots. No. 50 people that ain't got a brain. We wasn't getting up in front of them, even when we knew more than them, simply because we didn't enjoy public speaking. And reading out loud was just not thing. And I think that's like a cultural thing. That's just not, just because we're not taught that, right? Or it's not cool.
Because we laugh at each other when we fuck up.
Correct.
That's the problem.
It's just, so we're making fun of each other, and it's not a cool thing to do. However, our goal is to have influence over the young people, like your son, and like, I'm younger than freaking Matos. So my goal is to actually grow and be able to learn from him. So our goal is to do the same thing. Show the kids these days that being in the street, shooting guns and all that shit is corny. Like, it's not cool. It's a waste of time. You got a brain, utilize it. But as a kid, just ask you a question. Did you have a handful of male role models?
I did.
You did
I did.
See, and that's the difference. He had male role models. For me, I didn't have any. And I'm going to say it one more time. I didn't have any. My biggest role model was Lil Wayne. Sorry, I mean, it was men in the world, but they weren't doing what I thought was good things or what I thought was something to do. I'm not saying that us writing a book is going to influence kids to go want to write a freaking book, but what I'm saying is, if y'all come to Matos' house, y'all gonna be like, golly, Matos doing something right, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say? So the goal is to show the kids that you can do it, be a regular man, go do a job, but also have different ways around it. And most importantly, with this whole thing is consistency. Consistency with life, consistency with content, consistency with putting stuff out, consistency with making these videos. And I apologize for all of my good people that actually love and support me and have subscribed to Purposeful Conversations and Purpose Media and Ride with Ty. I haven't been consistent. So this is my goal, to be as consistent as possible and put 2 videos out a freaking week, no matter what. No matter what. So 52 freaking weeks. So that means half of this year I got 26 left. 26 times 2 is 52. So that means I need to have 52 more freaking videos out by January 1, 2024. And it's not even a try. We're going to do it. So if I got to drop 3 in the same week, then it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So consistency, and understand that, bro, we not no different than y'all. We just ain't going to stop.
Let me say this, and sorry to cut you off, Ty, but it's important for you to understand one thing. You are going, without a doubt, mess up.
100%.
You're going to make errors. I make 1,000 errors before I even got one. And I like when we was having that conversation about the Harry Potter writer, how she got rejected more than 50 times.
Millions.
And look now. One of the best-selling books probably in the history of humans.
In the history of humans. One of the best sellers in Disney. One of the best sellers at Disney World.
You are going to make mistake. But what I want you to learn from this, and the point that we are trying to drive, when you make a mistake, laugh and correct it and keep going. Do not, because it happened to me for 10, 15 years. Do not hold on to grudges and to negative comments. Because My wife says that haters are like assholes. There's always one. So you know what you do? When somebody says something wrong to you, they laugh back and say, yeah. Like, you know how many times I go to talk to people in the academy or talk to people in the military, to people everywhere. And there's certain words in English that I cannot pronounce. And when I say it, people respond back correcting it. And I say, thank you, whatever that man says. And whenever I'm going to use the word again, I say, what's that word again? And I make him say it. So to them now, they're like, damn, we can't make fun of this dude. He's burning us. And I'm not burning them doing it on purpose, but I want them to understand you are not going to kill my drive. Jokes on I am always going to be here.
Jokes
always.
On you. Jokes on you, because it wasn't about you.
Yeah, I'm making money. It's all business. It's not personal. Whenever they, you got you. Whatever that dude say, look at his face, guys. Whatever he says is the word. What's that word again? And I make him say it 2 to 3 times until he gets tired. Now he understands, I'm not fucking with this dude. This dude is crazy. And that's it. They let it be. You have to understand those things. You have to understand as a young man, what everybody's doing in the block. If me and you are sitting in the block and today I get killed, and then Joseph get killed the other day, you should think, damn, if they killing motherfuckers out here doing this dumb stuff, let me stop. Yeah, I'm not telling you because I'm the police. No, that's not true. I'm telling you because it's facts. You couldn't walk in my building. In my project, you couldn't walk in my project. You can rob all day, shut up all day. Mm-hmm. It's true. And I didn't start as a police officer. I had 3 jobs. I used to be in college, right? In Dutch Community College, then I went to Bronx Community College, right? I used to clean bathrooms from 11 to 1 in a plaza, right, in Poughkeepsie. Mm-hmm. Take the train down, stay in Yonkers, work in Popeyes, frying chicken, cleaning the kitchen, and then doing the register in a Dunkin' Donut next to it. 3 jobs. And in the summer, when I left the clean bathroom job in the metro area, I went and I started parking vehicles. I was a valet parker for almost 2.5 years, every night. Those who knows New York, I used to walk from 170th and Webster Avenue all the way behind the hospital, the Jacobi Hospital, which is about 7.5 miles directly, but I can support my family. And look at me now, like the song says. Don't listen to people's nonsense.
Look at me now, like the song says.
Like I said before, the best secret is the one you don't tell. However, the worst trade or ability is the one you don't show. Don't keep it. Show it.
That's a bar.
If you like playing baseball, play your ass off. If you like playing basketball, practice and practice and practice. Because not everybody that's in the NBA is as good as Michael Jordan. However, guess what? They're in the NBA, right? That's a fact. So you have to practice and practice and practice. Practice makes better.
And like you said, it's about practicing, but just being consistent to whatever your path is, whatever you think you want to do. That consistency is what's going to get you over that hump. And it's not going to always be easy. It's going to suck sometimes. It's going to feel like you're not going anywhere, but that slow grind is better than no grind. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, just stay as consistent as possible so you can transition. So that's the perfect segue. So you worked so hard to get where you are.
Absolutely.
And you were just persistent. You went through trials and tribulations, but you still made it to this place that you are now. So my question is, if you could change anything, would you change it? Is one question. But my second question is, we'll just go with that one. If you could change anything, would you change it?
No.
Great. I was thinking the same thing.
I don't regret anything I've done in life. Well, let me correct that. I only regret one thing in life. One. I'd have been in this earth for 42 years. It's not kissing my father the day I left the hospital before he died. That's the only thing I regret. The only. Nothing else. All the abuse that I endured in this country when I first got here and the English was worse than now. All of that propelled me to where I am now. I wouldn't change nothing.
You have a son.
Yes.
Right? Do you tell your son everything that you went through to try to influence him to do better? But also, if you could tell a younger you something, what would that be?
First question, I do tell my son everything I went through. He even, every time I speak, he's like, yeah, you came from Dominica. He jokes about it. However, he understands that I don't tell him because I want him to suffer my trials and tribulations, because that's a problem that we have as parents. We teach our kids that if John was racist towards me, all people are going to be racist towards me. I don't teach my family that. I don't. What I went through is what I went through. Me, not you. You don't have to go through it. You already know exactly what I went through, so you need to change for the future how to address those things before it gets to you, right? And second, if I can go back in time and tell myself, a young man, 20, 22 years old, anything, the first thing that I would tell myself is learn how to love as much as you learn how to hate. You have to hate as much as you know how to love. Because although hate and love are two different words, they go with each other, right? If you love, you learn not to hate. If you hate, you learn not to love. So if a person tells you, I hate you but I love you, that's a lie. That they don't love you. Love could never be translated into hate. And hate can never be translated into love. Love everyone. The second thing that I would say is fight, fight, fight for what you want. It does not matter what nobody says, what everybody thinks about you, how everybody laughs or jokes about you. It's not them, because it's not their future, it's yours. You write your own story. You write your own story. So you have to at all times to say, it is about me, not about you, right? And third, I would tell myself, learn your latitude. I want you to hear this. Learn your latitude so your longitude could be bigger.
Learn your latitude so your longitude could be bigger.
Absolutely. That's what I would tell myself.
Explain that one time.
Well, what I say is, latitude goes from side to side, right? This is the transition we go in life as we age. We go from being a young man to an old man, right? But if you keep consistency in the same line, you'll come back exactly where you were. That's why latitude don't work without longitude. You understand?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting there.
So for you to rise, you have to go from your point or start up. If you stay consistent in the same line, you go nowhere. And you know better than me because you're a fit guy. If you run a mile every day, it works for the first 90 days. Then after that, your body does what? I'm used to doing this. From here to there, I come back, I'm good. Doesn't burn nothing more. So as you're supposed to, every time you run, add a 2%, 3%, 4%. That's how you get your longitude. Longitude is height, how much you can get to. If I would have known those things before 30 or 25, I would have been a different person, right? So that's what you need to learn. Don't stay in the same line. Move forward. Nothing in life says that you can do one thing at a time.
That's a fact.
Nothing does. I'm a police officer. I'm a serviceman. I'm a writer. I'm a producer, right? Not only write books, I write songs too for people, right? Things for them to do. I'm a director. I'm an innovator. I do something different every day.
I love it.
I go from kayaking to running to lifting weights to shooting guns to trail walking to all I do everything. I don't stay in one latitude. I look for different longitude, because as much as you know, as much as you rise, the difference you see.
That's a freaking bar, man. Do y'all hear this? This is free game. And that's why when I be around people, man, y'all hear me say the man, the myth, the legend, I don't be joking. I say that to so many different people because I feel like everybody has their own unique latitude and longitude, but also their own depth within themselves of growing into whatever person that they're going to be. I do have one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
So, my book is called Purpose. This is Purposeful Conversations with Rock and Purpose Media. So my question is, do you think that you have walked into your purpose, or do you think, I know you said that you enjoyed the book and you actually used the guide for success. Do you think that you know your purpose, or have you walked into your purpose, or are you just going to say, like everybody else always says, they don't think that they think that they have multiple purposes? What do you think?
I think that people are misdefining purpose.
I love it.
people are misdefining purpose because people think men that are married with kids like me, right? My purpose is to raise my kids. That's not true. As a family man, your purpose is to not only raise your kids, is to show them different, to support your kids, to make sure your kids are well for your home and for the world. So there's different purposes, different things within one. I think that we as men, as women, or anything you want to be in life, you do not walk into a line of, this is what I know is what I'm going to do. That's instrumental as a person. That's why that's why I believe that purpose is being misdefined. Because people could tell you, I was born to be a military man, that's what I know, that's my purpose. It's not true. What actually purpose means is something that has meaning behind it. It has meaning behind it. That is what purpose is. So if you can do anything and everything that brings meaning behind it, then you're walking into a purpose that you yourself created.
There you go. You're walking into a purpose.
What you created. Not nobody else, because somebody's creating this. And I'm going to give you a prime example. I send money to some kids that are at war, right? That they need clothes, they need food. And I send it to them every 15 days when I get paid. I take a 20% and I send it to them, right? And they just write me letters, they send me pictures, send me video. And every time I see it, I get emotional because all the time I want to be a military man, I want a police officer like you, I want to go to the United States, I want to lift weights, I want to be a wrestler, I want to do this. You know what I tell them all the time? Make your purpose. Find it. You create it. Don't believe that your purpose is already predetermined. That's not true. Because if that's the way or the thing it is, I might sit in my home for 100 years, just sleep. All that purpose is coming, don't worry about it. I'm going to be a millionaire, it's coming. Bullshit. If you don't walk into it and you don't prepare yourself, it's like cooking. Who's going to cook it?
If you don't do it, it's going to sit there and meat going to spoil, right?
Exactly. And nobody's going to do it for you.
It's going to dissolve.
That's, yes, sir.
I love it. I love it. You got anything you want to tell the good people?
I just want to tell kids, right, for young men to love each other more, support each other. I understand that we're living in a society now that you don't know exactly what to do, who to follow. But learn from other people's mistakes. Napoleon Bonaparte, my father was obsessed with him. My father used to tell me, you know why Napoleon never lost wars? Because he would never go to the route the people went through. He would study them and say, they fell here. Let me not do that. Let me do this. New routes. He invented his own routes. Love each other more. Respect each other more. When something is wrong, speak. Say it. You don't have to come to an adult, to somebody else. Go and tell them, hey, don't do that. That's wrong. That's wrong. Another thing that I would tell you, there's no ghost behind you. There's no ghost blocking you. There's no ghost telling you what to do. There's no ghost. There's nobody holding you down. The hell is this, 1800s? Fight, and fight for your future. Because if you do not fight for your future, nobody is. For men my age, your age, 30 and above, find a way to teach his kids the right way. If you see a child struggling, pull him to the side. Because I was an a-hole. I used to love fighting. But if it wasn't because the neighbor, when I used to live, and my godfather, and my oldest brother, I probably would have been criminal, probably in jail. Because they would tell me, what the hell are you doing? This stuff's dumb. And they would correct me. And when I was on my way to do what I was supposed to be doing, that word would come to my mind. And I would say, damn, I don't want to do this because shit, what happens if this happens? And then I'm doing this. You know what my mother told me in New York? She said, I need you to go to the passport office and get yourself a photo of you. I said, for what? She said, go get me a photo. I went and took a photo, well dressed, took the photo, took her to her. I'm thinking, we're getting our citizenship. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. My mother grabbed her purse, put that picture inside, and said to me, you know why I got that photo?
So she can identify you.
Huh?
So she can identify you?
No. So when you in jail, I could see you were my son, because I'm not going to jail to see you. Dude, and that day I sat home and I cried and cried. She told me, keep fighting and doing the dumb shit you're doing. I'm just gonna watch your phone and say, "Did you still my baby?" And I changed. I did a 180 immediately, and here I am. So once again, I agree with you. There's no such thing as a purpose if you yourself don't create the opportunity.
All right, man. Y'all hear there's so much free game. It's only so much we can put in one episode. So we definitely gonna spin the block a few times, especially when the new book drop. We're gonna come back by, check out my boy Matos in his big old mansion that he got in the middle of nowhere, and we're gonna shoot some guns. We're gonna have a good time.
Absolutely,
man. I appreciate you for the interview. Appreciate you for being a role model that you've been to me, and hopefully I can do the same thing to some other young people, make them into great men. But as usual, be you, be true, let the universe do the rest. Make sure y'all go cop my man book, System and Pain. And if you don't know, now you know. Have a good one. Appreciate you, my guy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, my guy. I'm at your crib.